Alright, as promised, here's another tutorial. I'm going to do Amazon Standing Lamp by Wilbur. So I hope you guys want to learn this one. I think it's a cool song, that's why I wanted to do it. It's basically got 4 sections in it, and 2 of the sections are kind of hard, and the other 2 are pretty easy. But if you can do the first section, the other section shouldn't be that hard. It really just requires some tricky fingerstyle playing, but I'll walk you through it. Thing up here. Oops. Yeah, so I hope you liked the video. Once again, like, subscribe, comment, all that stuff helped me out. I have a donate button, or if you would be really awesome, is you can just listen to one of my original songs and like it, or buy it, or comment it, or stream it, or share it with somebody. That would be really awesome. That helps me out a lot. And that's a big passion project of mine. So thanks, and I'll see you soon. So let's get right to the first part, this whole thing. So basically what it is you're going to hold an F sharp minor chord. So you're going to put your 3rd finger on the 4th fret of the D string, and then your 1st finger is going to bar on the 2nd fret of 2 strings, the G string and the B string. So we have the D string, which is the 4th string, and then the G string and B string, which are 3rd and 2nd strings. And if you don't know how to do bar chords, that's a whole different animal. Maybe I'll do a tutorial about that someday, but basically you're covering 2 strings with 1 finger. So here's the G string, 3rd string, and 2nd string. So you can play both at the same time, and this. So once you get that down, the pattern with your right hand, or your picking hand if you're lefty, is that's better. A little blurry, we'll fix it. It's going to be thumb plucking the 4th string D string, index finger plucking the 3rd string G string, and middle finger plucking the 2nd string B string. So while you're holding that chord. One thing about doing bar chords, little tip, is people try to do them like this, like you do when you do a C or a G, E or a D. With your thumb up here, don't do that. The idea is to have your thumb in the back of the neck, kind of like this. It's almost like you're grabbing something like that, not baseball bat grip. It's like this kind of grip. That's how you get the position. Anyway, back to the song. So, thumb, 1st finger, 2nd finger. That's the pattern. So you're going to want to practice that, getting that really good. That's the most important thing. This is not as hard. So if you want to just practice that, you can go to my fingerstyle crash course that I have for free on YouTube, but basically just start doing this. You don't have to finger anything. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And try to do it up to speed eventually. Start it, go for quality over quantity. So don't do it fast and sloppy. Do it slow and clean and slowly work it up. So if you have to go to make it sound good, then that's the speed you're going to practice it. Once you can get it here, then you stay there for a while. It's called an arpeggio, or in banjo land they call that a forward roll. Anyway, so you get that and you go 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the next chord is very easy. Everything's exactly the same except take off your 3rd finger, ring finger, and put your 2nd finger on the 3rd fret of the D string, 4th string. And the same thing again. Same thing with this hand. So we have... And the next chord is an A7 chord, but you're not going to play the full thing with this hand. Just it's the same exact pattern with this hand, except now it's going to be 2nd finger, middle finger is going to be on the 2nd fret of the D string, and 3rd finger is the 2nd fret of the B string. The G string is open. You only do it 3 times. The 4th time, take off your ring finger, your 3rd finger. So now it's going to be an open B string. So from that chord, it's 1, 2, 3. Take off that finger. When you do it in speed, so now it's fact, you can do that if you want, if it helps you change the other chord quicker. The next chord's here. It's kind of like a cheating. Slowly. And then the next chord, put your second finger on the second. It's actually looks, this is a good way to think about it. It looks exactly like the chord we just did. Just move everything this way, one to there. So second finger, second fret of the fifth string, A string, third finger, second fret of the D string, G string, third string. And then this pattern is the same, except you're going to move it this way, one string. So we used to be on the D, G, and B strings. Now we're going to be on the A, D, and G strings. That's the fifth, fourth, and third string. So holding that chord, we were here. Now we're going to go that way, one. So we were here. Now we go here. So it's going to be the same pattern, just on different strings. A string, D string, G string. It's the same thing as you did on this one, though, where you took off that finger. Same thing down here. Now it's. So up here it was 2, 3, off. 1, 2, 3, off. And that's the whole thing. 2, 3, off. 1, 2, 3, off. Blah, 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 blah. Goes on and on. Kind of flubbed it on that last one. And that is that section. Like I said, practice it slow and evenly. Get a metronome that goes click, 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 click. So you can be honest and make sure you're keeping the tempo. So basically it does that pattern for a really long time. And about a minute into the song, he does the same pattern, but it's important to note he just does it really quiet. So it's the exact same thing. You might have been, sorry. Now he's going to go. It's actually easier quieter. You can move faster and freely quieter. And he does it quiet 2 times. And then he does the same, the chords are exactly the same with the left hand. As you know the song, he just does a little bit of a different pattern. It's pretty easy. So it starts the same. You hold that first chord that you've been doing, and you go thumb, just the same way you did thumb on this hand, thumb, first finger, second finger, and then back to the thumb again. So thumb, first, second, thumb, on those same strings you're doing them. And after you do that last one, you don't let it ring. You don't go. You go. How am I doing that? With this hand, if it's ringing, I just let off the pressure a little. I'm going like this, and then I just go like that. I just stop pressing. I'm still touching it, so it stops it ringing. Here's pressing. Just stop the pressure. I don't go off. Because if you go off, you'll get that. Or if you want to, you can mute it with your right hand. And like touch the strings. You just have to have something touching it to stop it from ringing. I guess I'm kind of doing both. Mostly with this hand, though. It's easier. And then you go thumb, and then both, all on the same strings you've been doing it, both the first and the second finger, on the G string and B string, third string and second finger. Third string, second string. So it's da-da-da-da, then thumb, both. So da ga da da ga da da ga da 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 ga da 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 ga da 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 da. And then you go to the next chord. You do the same thing. Next chord that you've been doing it, same pattern, same thing. Next chord, same exact thing. You notice on these two. Remember, you do that thing where you lift off. You don't do that this time because we're just doing the shorter pattern. The third part and the hardest part. It's basically, the best way to explain it is you're this chord that you did in the beginning, that F minor bar chord, move that up an octave. I should do a video about octaves on a guitar. But basically, this fret right here, no fret, which is 0, is the same as 12. This is an E, that's an E. So when you go up to that, all the system starts over again. So everything is like that is the same. So if that's 12, this is 1 up from 12 up here. So you go up to 12, go up 1 up, the double dot. And then if you go up 2, that's 2 up from 12. So in other words, to make it easy for you, that's the 14th fret. This is the 12th fret, 14th fret. You do the exact same chord. It's actually easier up here because the frets are smaller. And then the plucking starts the same. You do exactly like you did down here. You do that. And then the next part, I'll put my pinky on the B string. That's the, what the heck fret is that? 17th fret. And there's so many different ways to do this with your fingers because you have so many fingers, but I'll show you what I do. I go thumb, first, second, like we've been doing, and then I'd use my index finger on the B string to hit that 17 fret on the B string. And then I use my middle finger and go back and hit the 14th fret on the B string with my first finger. So it's, and you don't have to hold this out, so you don't have to go, even though that's pretty, that's not what he did. He would, like I said, there's so many different ways to do this. If you like using your thumb in your first, some people like doing this more, you can go thumb, first, or you can probably use all one finger when you get up there. First, or middle. Actually works pretty well. Middle finger. I like to alternate them though, it's easier. For the next arpeggio, we were here. Remember, that was the first way we started it. That was just like this. Now we're gonna go like we're gonna pretend we're at the second chord in the song. We're gonna do that up the octave. So now your first finger is on the 14th fret. So you were here. And then you're gonna take off that third finger, and put your second finger on the 15th fret. Same string. And you'll do that pattern twice. That same pattern you've been doing. Thumb, first, second. And then I'm holding this bar and I kind of go like that to hit the 14th fret of the E string, the first string. And I do it with my first finger. You could do it with your third finger if you want, like the ring finger. It's awkward for me, I go to my first. So thumb, first, second, thumb, first, second, first. And then I go release the bar, and on my third finger is on the 16th fret of the E string, using my middle finger. Then I go back to that note we did before that, which is the first string, first finger, 14th fret. I use my index finger. Then I go one string this way, same fret, 14th fret, B string, first finger, and I use my middle finger. You could use your thumb there if you want. One thing to note about playing fingerstyle fast is the whole idea, the way to do it is just never repeat the same finger. You don't want to go da 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 da. You want to be alternating between these two, or you can alternate between your thumb and your first, like this, or you can alternate between your middle finger and your first, like that. I've seen people do them really fast all those ways. Classical guitar players, flamenco guitar players, jazz guitar players, people that are really good at fingerstyle. So it's not too important which fingers you're using. Use the ones you're comfortable with, but pick one of these three. This one's good to use too. This one is the last resort. Use it sometimes, but really you don't want to be like using these two to alternate or something. So what I've been taught to kind of do this or this, so that's kind of what I gravitate towards. So now that here's the next chord. Do it 2 times. Go up. The next 2 chords are pretty easy. This one I'll just give it to you. So you're gonna put your first finger on the 12th fret, the G string, right there on the double dot, and then your third finger is going to go on the 14th fret of the D string, and your pinky is going to go to the 14th fret of the B string. So those middle 3 strings again. And then it's actually like this chord down here when we did the song, but now we're up an octave, just so you know. Yeah, I guess you could, if you wanted to, you could do it with these 3 fingers, but I choose third finger, first finger, pinky. And you're going to do that pattern 3 times. Just that pattern we did in the beginning. Same exact thing. And then you're going to take off your third finger and put your second finger down instead, and that is now on the 13th fret of the D string, 4th string. Whoops. So we had here. So now the whole thing, slowly, 3, 4. That's the hardest part of the song. And one thing to note when doing this arpeggio, when he does this part, when he gets to that, there's actually an overdub like a toy piano on top of that, which is really cool. So it makes it sound thicker and stronger. So when you're playing it, if it doesn't sound exactly like it, that's why, because you can't play guitar and a toy piano at the same time. But it's one of those little toy keyboard pianos, which is a pretty cool effect. And this part, that part's all fine. And now we get to the strumming part. This part is confusing, and this is the part that a lot of people have taught wrong. I saw tabs and stuff like that. They just gave like this simplified version. That's not actually what he's doing. So what he's doing is he's doing an A chord like they said in the tabs, but he's not just doing these 4 strings here like they said. He's doing all 5. You can hear this is clearly ringing out. So what the way that I'm doing this is it's a regular old A chord, nothing on the E string, A string, 5th string is open, second finger, 2nd fret of the 4th string, third finger, 2nd fret of the 3rd string, 4th finger, 2nd fret of the 2nd string B string. Now, in the background, there's like a synthesizer actually playing this note. So when you play this A alone, it sounds weird actually. That's what he's doing, but you're hearing this. So it actually sounds more real if you go. So I'll leave that up to you because it's kind of a stretch and hard to do. But you can just do an A chord. Make sure you put your thumb here or you just miss it with this hand. You don't want that ringing out. So the pattern, the strumming pattern, is not like they said in the tutorials, they said it was just this. It's not. It's, by the way, I'm strumming with my finger, my index finger. You can use your thumb if you want to. What he's doing, or you can pick up a pick and use a pick, is down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down. Down, up, down, down. So da ga da da ga da ga da da. But you have to accent them. You can't just go. It's so every time I do the downs on beat, bop bop bop. I'm doing those hard and loud. So it's so down, up, down, down. Down, up, down, down. Up, down, up, down, down. Down, up, down, down. Up, down, up, down, down. So down, down, hard, hard, hard. The other ones are quiet. That's how you get it to sound cool and have a nice groovy feel to it, as opposed to. That's fine. It's just kind of boring and not how he played it. So like I said, if you wanted to hit your thumb here, you could do it with your thumb. People do that. Or your first finger like I was doing. It's going to sound more authentic. You put your thumb here. Hit that. That's the 2nd fret of the low E string. And the next chord he's doing is it's an A augmented. So you're going to be strumming the same strings, but it's A string open. 4th string D string is the 3rd finger, 3rd fret. Then G string is 1st finger, 2nd fret. And then B string is 2nd finger, 2nd fret. And then E string's open again. Now I'll tell you something about this one. This is another one and they just said it was like this. It's not. It still has the E ringing out. On this one, the synthesizer in the background is playing a low D note. So it kind of sounds like this. Doesn't that sound nice? That sounds more authentic to the song to me. That's really hard to do in a real big stretch, unless you're like a jazz or classical player. You're not going to be able to do that. So your options are, you can do the one that I just showed you, which I think sounds pretty good, or you can take off that third finger, especially if you don't like it, and just do the top 4 strings for a different sound. But you can't do both at the same time, so you can kind of pick a team. It's pretty. Or you can do this one. Same strumming pattern. Down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down. So those are the first 2 chords. The third chord is an A7, really easy. Remember in the intro we did this? And the third chord was this? It's that. So I'm not going to teach it again. It's the exact same chord right there. And remember the fourth chord was this? The last chord in that first section? It's that again. So you take this A7 chord that you were just playing, the one I just showed you, or I just didn't show you but told you to do, you go that way 1. And the synthesizer on that one is kind of playing this note. So you can have this string ring out a little bit and it'll sound good. I messed it up, actually. It's yeah, and that's the vibe of that whole song. So down, up, down, down, up, 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 down, up, down, up, down. I'm messing it up. Up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, up. Slowly, 3, 4. That's the idea. Alright, I hope you liked that video. It's a pretty cool tune, and yeah, let me know new songs you want to learn, stuff like that. I have some ideas, but I figured I'd give this one a try and see what people thought. Yeah, look forward to making more in the future. I can't believe I did 2 in the same week, and I have a lot of free time coming up, so expect some more videos. Like, subscribe, comment, blah blah blah, and I'll see you next time.